Hey guys, I want to introduce you to somebody new to the family, and that is this guy. It's my new little slippery little snake. I feel like his name should start with an S, but I'd like you guys to name him. But he reminds me of you guys because he's just a little guy. He's just a cute little guy. Never heard of Guys, I'm fine. I'm okay. I know how to do YouTube, I swear. I put him over there. I put him in the back there. He's on the fireplace now over there. But yeah, you guys name him in the comments. I'll go through the comments and I'll pick the very best one. Has to start with an S though. And I also have a snake because it might be a little symbolism for the movie that may or may not be coming out on July 25th, which I think is next week when this comes out. I know you guys probably haven't heard about it. I know I definitely haven't been shoving it down your throats like a $2 Costco hot dog. Sorry about that, by the way, but I'm just so proud of it. I made it with my best friends, including Jay. Shout out to Jay and Selena, obviously. We literally made it last year. We finished filming it around this time last year, and now it's out in theaters, which is absolutely crazy, and we wouldn't have done it if we didn't have an audience like you guys. So thank you so much for all your support, and make sure to go see it in theaters. It's such a cool movie to see in theaters, so we're so excited, and we want to hear what you guys think about it. And I think doing a Q&A after it's been out for a couple weeks would be really cool too, to give you some behind the scenes stuff. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Also, the movie is House on Eden. If you actually don't know what it is, I'll make sure to put some links in the description and stuff if you want to read stuff about it or anything like that. But go get tickets. I'll also put links to tickets, but you can look at your local theater and see if it's playing near you. But without further ado, to be honest, been super busy doing PR and traveling for the movie, and research has been very difficult to do in that time. So I thought we'd just sit back, relax, read some drama, read some Reddit drama, because that's one of my favorite things to do in my off time. Is that sad? Maybe. But we're gonna do it anyway, okay? You're watching it. That's even more sad. Just kidding. I'm really glad you're here. Let's get into it. So we are reading best of Redditor updates because I love a good update. I don't like being edged at the end of a freaking Reddit post. So I'm here to finish you off. Okay, all I have done is read the titles for this, and this one is absolutely insane. It is, am I the a-hole? Am I the scallywag? If I report the couples therapist that married my ex-boyfriend a year after our sessions with her. So, your couples therapist married your boyfriend, the one that you were going to with the boyfriend you were going to see the couples therapist. That is absolutely insane. This sounds like the worst drama, maybe rom-com movie ever, but let's get into it. In 2017, I, female 25, saw a couples therapist with my then boyfriend, male 36. After 3 sessions with her, I refused to return due to her blatant flirtatious behavior and extremely judgmental attitude toward me, which my ex-boyfriend called me delusional for pointing out. The gaslighting begins. She had told me that I seemed too immature, not ready for therapy or a serious relationship, and the whole thing was focused on my ex-boyfriend and his complaints about me. She never asked about my feelings or perspective in the relationship. What a shitty therapist, dude. This sounds like the worst therapist ever. Now, we're not even at the part where, she marries your boyfriend. We broke up about 2 months after the sessions, but I stayed living with my ex-boyfriend until November. Once after I moved out, I had to return to our old apartment to get mail. This was in December. And that was the first time I saw the therapist with my ex. That was so soon after. They happened to be getting ready to go out on his motorcycle and were both wearing full-face motorcycle helmets. But I knew from her body type and hair that it was her, along with my instincts, which suspected something was going on the whole time. Listen to your gut, queen. But nevertheless, I moved on with my life. As you should. I just found out yesterday my ex got married due to a friend telling me about a photo he posted on Facebook. The photo was of him and my ex-therapist celebrating their 1-year wedding anniversary. Said their 1 year and wedding anniversary. Wait, how long has it been? I found her Facebook with the name change, and sure enough, they got married September of 2018. Or earlier, that's just when she posted the wedding photos. Probably earlier. Usually you don't get wedding photos if you have like a professional photographer for like weeks, if not months sometimes, you know? This was less than a year after the breakup with my ex, and barely over a year after our sessions with her ended. That's rough. I'm considering filing a complaint with the American Counseling Association. My friends and mental health counselors I know say I have enough evidence. I am not upset that my ex moved on, so have I. Yet, sure. I thank the universe every day I'm no longer with that narcissist. Yeah. However, I feel deeply disturbed to find out he married our therapist, especially remembering all the harmful stuff she said to me in the sessions, which, to be honest, really messed with my head. I fear coming off as a bitter ex, so am I the asshole? No, babe. What? No, that's crazy. God, I can't even imagine the mental circus that's going on in your brain, or like during that time, like going to a counselor, trying to mend your relationship with somebody, and then the therapist just being like,
"So are you single?"
And like right in front of you, basically, like what? And then to just like no and get valid. Oh man, but I mean, you're better off. It's like, yeah, is it worth it at that point, since they got married and everything? But you're in the complete right to report this person, because that's crazy. So unprofessional, especially if, I guess, they're working American Counseling Association. So I'm assuming they're maybe a private therapist, maybe. I don't really know how that goes. Is this like the Volturi from Twilight? Like, I don't know how this works. Do you just go to them and then they just rip her head off? I'm not sure how that works.
What do we do with you now?
But yeah, no, you're definitely in no way, shape, or form the asshole. There's some comments though. Hi, I'm a therapist. Please report her. Her behavior is ridiculously unethical, and who knows what else has she done, or if she should be allowed to practice. Not the asshole times a million. Yeah, like I can't. I would never go to a therapist that ended up breaking up a couple that was coming to her and then marrying. Just like, that's insane. The normal rule is no dating patients within 12 months of the last encounter, correct? Not sure if that's legal or just an in-house rule. Even if the marriage relationship was a year after, I bet OP's fella started banging therapist after the first few Yeah, but I mean, they started dating very shortly after. Hopefully it wasn't the case, but you just don't know, you know? Are there any professional bodies that can prevent her practicing though? I don't know if they can be struck off, like a surgeon or doctor who is guilty of malpractice. Yeah. If an ethics complaint is filed, she can potentially lose her license. Okay. Well then, worth it. Worth it. Petty revenge. Let's go. You know, it's not even petty, man. It's justified. It's justice. We have an update. Oh, wait, before we do the update, it says, curious, whose idea was it to go for therapy and who picked out the therapist? Him and him. What does that mean? Oh, any chance this was happening prior? I have no idea, but one of my friends suggested that. The scandal. This is crazy. This is like next level sociopathic. Okay, let's read the update. Wow, thank you everyone for your responses. I realize that as the ex, it is pretty much impossible for it not to seem like I'm jealous, petty, bitter. You're not. Whatever you want to say. However, it is also impossible to have sat in those sessions and then see your therapist and ex get married and have zero feelings about, of course, regardless of having moved on. Please give me a break. I'm human. If people are shaming this girl, I swear that's like inhuman for people to say that. Anyway, I have made my decision. I am not going to participate in this post anymore, but I sincerely thank those of you that made meaningful contributions. Wah. Oh no, another update. So, one of my friends has basically taken it upon herself to investigate this therapist. Yes. Good friends, we like this. Okay. I swear she should be in the FBI. Lol. She found out that this is the third last name that this woman has practiced psychotherapy with. She's a serial couple breaker up or marrier. Under the first last name in 2014, she was charged with a DUI with property damage. She also comes up on health grades with a 5 one-star reviews and an overall 3-star rating. Essentially, what this new information does for me is confirm that she has been a shitty human being with shitty morals for quite some time. There's no way this is the first time she has caused undue harm to a client. Therefore, I can say with certainty that I am reporting. Nice. Hell yeah. That's good. I'm so glad. Because, yeah, I mean, you just don't want her out there. Because if she is affecting and harming other people, it's one thing for yourself. And if you can live with it, whatever. But I think you're doing the right thing. Because that's who is this chick, man? What the is going on? She's like a 16-year-old. What the hell? How did she get her practice? She probably forged her license as well. She probably isn't even a therapist at all. Probably just cosplaying or something. And comments say, not the asshole. Ordinarily, I'd suggest this is pretty petty, happens in relationships that go south, blah, blah, blah. However, in this instance, that's a very good chance that someone that you went to for counseling took advantage of your vulnerabilities and used them to manipulate you for your own gain. So I'd say go for it and report that shit high and wide. Yeah. That said, you know what kind of guy your ex is, and now she's stuck with him. So there's at least some justice in that. I think so too. Dude, I can't even imagine going into a session insecure already, probably, and then that happening. I hope it didn't affect you too hard. I think you're very self-aware, which is really, really good. But man, that's gotta f you up 2 ways to Sunday, whatever that means. I heard somebody say it once and I liked it, so I said it. But anyway, congrats and good for you. Let's move on. Okay, this seems mild, but also it could be a travesty. Am I the scallywag for insisting that I have nothing to apologize for after my husband read my diary? Oh, shit. I haven't had a diary since I was 12, but I shit you not, 3 days before this, and I did not read this, I started keeping one again, or a journal, because I was like, you know what, maybe I'll start writing my feelings down again. And it is kind of therapeutic, but it's your own thing. It's private, but you are putting your thoughts on paper, which is you're creating a paper trail of your thoughts. All right. Not saying that this is not justified. I think it's super inappropriate for somebody to read your private stuff, but it leaves stuff for this to happen. So let's get into it. I'm trying to stay focused here, but my edibles have kicked in and I need advice. I understand. I have kept a diary since I was 10. It is my form of therapy. Get it. I totally get it. And I do not police my thoughts. I have never let anyone read my diary. It's letting somebody read your brain, it'd be weird. My husband and I started dating over a decade ago. One day, a couple of months in, he was over at my apartment and I had hopped in the shower. When I came out, he was sitting on the bed, shell-shocked. He said he read my journal, which was mostly about my life as a newly single woman. He told me it really stung to read all that. Oh. She said, but wait, hold on, how do you find it? He said he was looking for matches. He couldn't tell me why he kept reading even after he knew what it was, but his apology was sincere, and I forgave him. Okay, well that's good. Not too long after that, things got messy. He started getting either very sad or very angry while referring to things he read. This is bad. His feelings were so intense that I started apologizing for my thoughts. Oh, yeah, you can't use inner thoughts as ammunition, mate. You can't do that, mate. Oh. Anyway, we got married. Okay, well, that was a zero segue. Just fucking slap that down on the table like a bologna sandwich. Okay, let's keep going. A decade later, I was thinking of a divorce and wrote a ton to process my thoughts about some sensitive topics. Again, he stumbled upon my journal and read it all. I was pissed, but he convinced me that he would never do it again. Besides, he was really hurt by the things I wrote, and I felt bad. Oh, this is such a weird... I let it go, but he started getting sad or angry again, thinking about what he read. Once more, the intensity of his feelings led me to apologize for my thoughts. Now, here we are, married with kids. Okay, you slapped that bologna sandwich down again, just segued multiple years. Got it. Setting up Scrabble on a Friday night. He went to find a piece of paper and came back quiet and distracted. What did he go to your journal to find a piece of paper? Hide your journal better. Just kidding. I asked if everything was okay. He looked at me sharply and told me that he just read my journal. What are you doing? I tensed, thinking of how I recently tackled some tough feelings related to our different ethnic and religious backgrounds. Those are big topics. I wrote things that would have been hurtful to read, and I was mortified knowing he did read them, but I was also annoyed. Wait, you read my journal again. He blamed me for leaving it out. What are you, 5? I have to touch anything I see in front of me and just accidentally, read it intently. Let me listen to the audiobook. What the fuck? He blamed me for leaving it out and accused me of being a bad person for what I wrote, but honestly, I wasn't listening to him anymore. I just wanted to know why we were dealing with this again. It's pretty fucking basic knowledge that one shouldn't read other people's diaries, right? But look at him, forcing his way into my brain and shaming me for what he saw. I surprised myself by slamming my hand on the table. A third time? I'm not even there right now, and I have secondhand embarrassment, and I'm scared right now. We were both hurt, but he was accusing me of overreacting while minimizing and deflecting from his behavior. He called me overly emotional when I cried over how violated I felt. This feels so wrong, like I committed a thought crime. So am I the asshole for insisting he's 100% wrong? I'm so mad, but I am doubting whether my reaction was proportional to what he did. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being terrible, what would you rate someone reading your journal, and would you apologize for the things you wrote? Interesting. Yeah, again, it's hard. It's like you're obviously writing down your thoughts. Like for me, it's like, man, I feel stupid doing it, but I don't know. It's just like literally writing down everything I'm thinking at that moment. And sometimes I work through it and I'm a completely different person from the beginning until the end. And I'm like, screw this, screw that. I think this, terrible writing, like not great things about myself, or whatever, just life. And you obviously don't expect somebody to read that. That's kind of the whole point. So you can be extremely frustrated with him for finding that, especially like if there's not anything in there that, like you did something wrong that's gonna jeopardize your relationship. It's just like feelings you're feeling, then I can see it just feeling like a violation of privacy. And I feel like, to be the devil's advocate, I feel like he's feeling, since he read it the first time, that like he knows that there is something in the house where he can get a read on exactly how you're feeling. And it's almost like a self-sabotage thing. I think like it's like a temptation that's hard to not go for, which it's not right in any way, but I'm just, playing devil's advocate. It's like knowing that you've seen hurtful things before, and maybe you're feeling a certain way, maybe you're feeling insecure, and you can go over there and literally get word for word what your partner's feeling. It's probably just that temptation that he just can't control, and doesn't make it right. But yeah, he's definitely in the wrong. You gotta find a safe for that thing or something. I don't know. But yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate someone reading your journal? Man, I don't know. I mean, they shouldn't, right? They shouldn't, especially if you've asked them multiple times not to. I mean, it'd have to be a 10, but then I also have that like just weird like human understanding that it's like touch the wet paint, at the same time. Again, not justifying it, but let's see if there's any comments about this first one. Not the asshole. It's almost a guarantee he has read it more than 3 times. Absolutely. Probably, at least. It's a gross violation of trust and privacy, and he never will change. Yeah, he's absolutely read it regularly whenever he has been able to find it. Yeah, he waits to find something to be mad at her about before admitting to it, but I can guarantee he's been reading it the entire time. Yeah, again, like it's like after that first time, like heroin dose, it's like I need that fuel, I need that the ammunition, which is so unhealthy, but it's just, yeah, it's unfortunate. And it's like you have to be losing trust for him, and he's like trying to look for reasons to not trust you or to be angry at you, which is so unhealthy and so bad. But there's an update. We talked today, and he continued to minimize what he did and kept steering the conversation to how hurt he was reading what I wrote. I kept asking if I shared those things willingly with him. When he said no, I told him that he can then deal with the consequences of his own actions by himself. I kept stressing to him what a big violation it was and that I needed space to think. I guess he's been stewing about it for the last few hours, because tonight he started to yell at me in front of our kids and angrily tell them about what I wrote. Okay, this guy already sucked. That is so over the line and inappropriate. What the actual frick knuckles, dude? He literally told them that I don't like that they are from his culture. Fuck, man, why are you hurting them? To hurt me? I was pleading with him to stop and trying to cover his mouth. The kids were shrieking and sobbing, and he was yelling and wide-eyed. The chaos of tonight just broke me. I had flashbacks of my childhood, screaming and crying on the stairwell, watching my dad go after my mom. Long ago, I had promised that I would never put my kids through something like that. I tried to get them out of the house since he wasn't stopping, but we only go as far as my car, where the 3 of us sat crying while I kept apologizing to them and trying to reassure them. God, how did I get get to this point. Oh, this took a really sad turn. My goodness. It's hard because I mean, again, I'm never going to justify. He's a piece of shit for reading that. But after reading that and then knowing that, I mean, I don't know what was there, but that like you have an issue with who he is as an entire person and who your kids are. I don't know what was stated, but like that's gonna sting, and he has no right to act this way. This is completely abusive and awful and terrible, and you guys just shouldn't be together. I think you are doing the healthy thing and writing stuff down and trying to process your feelings, but I think this would probably be better in therapy. If anything, I think you guys need to talk to each other. I think that might be missing. Again, I'm not a therapist. Okay, definitely don't go to the therapist from the last story, first of all, but this just sounds so toxic at this point. I mean, I know you're still with him. Like, obviously there's love there and everything. Yeah, but I don't know. Man, I don't know. I try to put myself in both heads, and it's like, the dude's clearly insecure and does not trust his partner, and you are just trying to process your feelings through writing, and you are the victim in the situation. Absolutely. Let's see, there's another update, so let's read it. All right, in May of 2022, I took a break from my marriage because my husband's verbal abuse was escalating. He moved out for a few weeks. Some of the things that he said during our last fight, but had said many times before, were that I'm a failure, no one likes me, and I'm socially awkward. I have a graduate degree, I make good money, and I have friends, but I still believed him. Ugh. Terrible. During our separation, I signed up for a dating site. This was not to date or hook up with anyone, and I did not meet up or talk with anyone. It was only to see if I was really as undesirable as he made me out to be. He was wrong. I felt better about myself, and I deleted my account. Like Ross from Friends, I thought this was okay since we were on a break. I recognized that I should have set ground rules with my husband during the break, and I apologized to him about that. He tried to work on our marriage, but as those who read my other posts know, I am divorcing him. Oh, probably for the best. This time during our separation, we set ground rules. One of them, at his request, was that we refrain from dating sites and dating in general until the divorce is finalized. We both agreed. Okay, that's good. 2 days ago, I got a bank notification about some weird changes. When I looked into it, I saw that he had joined 2 dating apps and mistakenly charged our joint account, just continuing to be the piece of shit he is. I took a screenshot and sent it to him without comment. He responded that it was okay for him to do that because I did it in the past. Okay, eye for an eye, got it. When I mentioned that we discussed and agreed to not do that, he said, I'm just doing what you did. Okay, well, at least you're divorcing, because this is so unhealthy and terrible. This is awful. I said he was the one who specifically asked that we not join sites until the divorce was finalized. But again, he said that I did it last time, so it's okay that he did it. He's now acting overly friendly so that I will let this issue go. But I feel deceived and can't go back to trying to be amicable with him. I decided to limit our conversations to our mediation sessions, but he continues to insist he did nothing wrong and accusing me of withdrawing, like I always do, and of making the divorce contentious. So am I the asshole for being bothered by what he did? I don't trust him, which makes me want to pull away, but maybe he's right that I don't know how to respond in a healthy way. He always accuses me of overreacting to things or of having unhealthy emotional responses. So if someone could please tell me what the healthy way to respond to this would be, I'm all ears. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad y'all are getting divorced. This is hard to read, man. Listen, I don't have the answers. What do you guys think in the comments? I don't know. I'm an empath. I get how people feel. I get how he's feeling. I get how you're feeling. He's still the piece of shit asshole, in this whole situation. And he has beat you down to the point where you felt that you needed to go out and seek something while you were separated and, ended up getting divorced anyway. Is that right? Maybe not, but I don't know what's right or wrong. I don't know. And then him doing this is he's just trying to beat you down one last time. That's very clear. I know he's your husband still, but you're getting divorced. Just let him be a piece of shit. You can't control this person. He's clearly just in his own ways. So, man, I don't know. I don't know. Back to the comments, it says, he read that diary on a regular basis for the entire relationship. Reddit just always goes like this. is exactly what happened. They're so sure of themselves. And it helped him become a better abuser. Damn, that right there hit. I hope someone told OOP that exact same thing. She needs to hear it. She already left him. Sure, but they have kids, so he's still in her life somehow, and he's probably still doing all he can to manipulate every situation he can get away with. Yeah, 100%. And that includes this dating app thing. That's like just another thing he can do, even though you guys are separating. It's like, how can I get a couple stabs in? It's so unhealthy. Ugh. The next comment is from the quote from, he said he was looking for matches. He couldn't tell me why. He kept reading it after he knew, even after he knew he was, but his apology was sincere. I forgave him. And the person said, yeah, that's just weird. Surely one picks up a book. This is not matches. The person puts it back and doesn't read it because it's clearly not matches. Yeah, you're not in a game, in a fucking game like pressing E and picking up stuff and inspecting it, you know? I just don't understand. I have a journal, and while I don't use it often and probably wouldn't care that much if someone read it, the thing that would be tiring to explain is that I only write in it when I am at my lowest. Same. The impression it would give of me is not representative at all. Oh my God, yeah, man. Like, I look back at passages when I was like a teenager of old journals, and I'm like, oh my God, like what a like just sad, mean little nasty person. And I know I only felt like that in the moment, and then a week later I was like a completely different person, you know? And I think that's the case for most people. Yeah, it's just really unfortunate. Don't fucking read people's diaries, you know? Just don't. Or journals or whatever. It's an invasion of privacy, and if you don't trust that person, then maybe you shouldn't be with them. It's been a while since I've done that. Probably been like a year. Why did I stop doing that? I gotta do that more. But yeah, this was a hefty one. I'm gonna see if I could find a little bit of a lighter one maybe to end off on. Okay, I don't think this is lighter, but it's just not. None of them are light. Anyway, am I the scallywag for not allowing my friend to bring her service animal, guide dog, to my wedding? Probably, but we'll see. I don't know. What does this guide dog do? You know, is it like Kevin to me? Like, technically he's a registered emotional support animal, because by God he is. But I don't need to bring him to a wedding, you know? Or is this person blind and they can't see and they need this dog to, I mean, it says guide dog, so we'll see. I, 28 female, will be getting married in September. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
I have a blind friend. Okay, well, that just answered my thing right there, but let's continue. Who mostly relies on her guide dog. The dog obviously has access rights to all places. Now, I am in a sticky situation, and I can sense that I will be the asshole. Okay, well then why are you on Reddit? I'm still gonna read it. I have 3 chronic illnesses that I take 23 pills a day for. Severe asthma, and you guessed it, an extremely severe dog allergy. Okay, now we're getting interesting again. How severe? Like hives, throat closing up? I'm very curious. Usually when I meet with my friend, we meet in the open and I take 2 allergy pills. However, because of all the other medication I take, these pills make me extremely drowsy to the point where I am officially not allowed to drive. And I usually crash as soon as I get home from our, oh, I thought you meant crash your car. I was like, how many times have you crashed? What's happening? As soon as I get home, I crash when I get home from our get-togethers. Got it. Okay, context matters. We have a full, thick story right now. Our wedding will be very intimate, i.e. we will be in relatively small rooms. I feel horrible about this, but I don't think I can let my friend bring her dog. It just wouldn't work. I talked about it with my fiance and some friends. Finally, I talked to my friend about it, explained the situation, and said I would love her to come, but she can't bring her dog. I said that 4 of our mutual friends had offered to be on a roster and assist her should she need it. Alternatively, if she is not comfortable with this, she could bring a person of her choosing to the wedding, or I'd pay for a professional aid for the day. Okay, you're doing a lot. You're doing a lot here. This is, okay, good. I think it is important to note that her dog is not for any additional issues like seizures or anything like that. Okay, that doesn't matter. She's blind. Okay, she needs her dog to fucking see where she's going. The seizure thing is null and void. That was not needed. Unfortunately, she was less than happy with my suggestions. She accused me of being ableist and thinking her disability can be switched off for the day. I understand what I asked was a lot, and it was a difficult topic. I told her to tell me if she changes her mind, I'd be happy to make arrangements, but I won't budge. Damn. I thought this was gonna go another way, but you brought it back in. I feel like it is your wedding day. And if you are severely allergic to dogs, I don't know what that means. I mean, I know what an allergy is, but there's a big spectrum. If you're severely allergic, you're going to be severely uncomfortable on your wedding day, itchy eyes, throat close or whatever it is, sneezing. And I get that you don't want to be like that on your day. I think that you've done everything you can do to make her comfortable, and I think you are very aware that she can't turn it off for a day, so that's why you offered to pay for a professional to come, have people lined up that would be willing to help her, through the night and everything. I don't really know what else you could do in this situation, if I'm being totally honest, and let me know what you think in the comments below. This is a really tough one. I know you're saying it's intimate, so it could just be just family, but you're saying you're bringing friends, so you can't be actually, you can't uninvite her and be like, you know what, we're actually just going to be doing family, because you're bringing friends. You've put it out there, and I think it's just up to her to understand that you're just trying to be comfortable on your wedding day, and also trying to make her as comfortable as possible. I don't think you're the asshole in this situation. I think you're trying your best to do what would work for the day while still wanting your friend there, But let's read the comments. Maybe I'm stupid. I don't know. Verdict was not the asshole. A commenter said, not the asshole, although I will point out, if the facility is that small that you'll be incapacitated even with your RX, then you shouldn't have invited her in the first place and just told her it was really just family only. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I said, but it's it's your wedding. You can invite whoever you want, OP said, I don't think that would have worked, as 4 of our mutual friends who are not family are coming. Exactly. See, can I suggest an alternative? Can your friend have her service dog groomed right before the wedding? Oh, that's a good suggestion. Where they bathe, brush the dog with one of those fermenter type shampoos, conditions, brush outs. It really helps cut down on shedding and would greatly help with allergies that you have. OP said it wouldn't be enough. She must have a really severe allergy. But that is a good suggestion. I didn't even think of that. Although I don't have allergies to animals, so I don't really know how much it affects people. But we have an update, so I'm very interested to see what happens here. Some of you may remember my post. Well, since I have got married, we decided to get married sooner than we planned because the situation was good where we live, and we didn't want to risk having to cancel if numbers spike. I think this was during COVID, by the way, so that makes sense why it was an intimate wedding. Before, I took your advice and called my friend. I explained how severe my allergies are once again and told her how I really want to be able to enjoy my wedding day. I apologized for making suggestions and not simply asking her, and said she is welcome to bring up any ideas that would help her being able to attend. That's fair too. I don't think you meant it in a wrong way to be like, I've asked these people to help. I can definitely get this person. I think you came with good intentions, but maybe that is a good point where it's just is there another solution that suits you best? I think that's a good reflection. That do not include her dog. She was adamant that it was her dog or nothing. While disappointed, I was prepared for that and told her that would not be possible and she will be missed at the wedding. We sent out the new invitations with the new date and simply didn't invite her, so technically she wasn't invited. Damn! Some of our mutual friends that are in the wedding told me that she'd ask them not to attend in solidarity, but luckily they all thought that was ridiculous. We had a beautiful wedding and spent our honeymoon in the Flinders Ranges. Oh, that sounds nice, which I can only recommend. As for my friend, I'm open to reconciliation, but she will have to make the first step. So that's it. Well, it didn't go as I hoped it would. I'm still in a happy place now, enjoying my life as a married woman. Well, congratulations, and that's a bummer. I don't know, this is hard now. It's you changed the wedding date, didn't invite her. I don't know what's right. Yeah, it's hard because I just don't know the severity of the allergies, and if grooming or sitting in the back or something would remedy this or something. Not that your whole wedding should revolve around a friend, but if it's a friend of 12 years, I feel like there's a way to figure it out, but I don't know. Just a question, how were you able to be friends with her outside of your wedding if she has a guide dog? Surely it accompanies her wherever she goes. Were you exclusively friends online or via phone? OP said, we've been friends long before she got her dog. And I guess she said in the previous post that every time that they got together, they were outside. So assuming that helps, but and she said that she took 2 pills in order to be there, and then she would crash when she got home. So like there's ways that she can not be as allergic, like with medication, but that makes her super drowsy, and she didn't want to have to be uncomfortable, drowsy, and crash out at her wedding, I guess. Commented on this, she'd asked them not to attend in solidarity. If there was any doubt about your friend, this cleared things up. I'm happy you got to enjoy your wedding. Congratulations. Yeah, it sounds like there's not a whole lot of understanding on the other side. I really do think that you tried to be as accommodating as possible with your allergies and with her disabilities, and it's just a really tricky situation. I don't know. None of these were light. I'm sorry. I don't know what I thought, but honestly, I don't know. I mean, I just like having these conversations and reading about real issues, because it kind of makes you just think about like who you are as a person, what matters to you, and all that, which may be stupid, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. You know, not here to judge or anything. I guess I did judge a little bit. But yeah, a lot of like very specific issues here. And if anybody has any real life experience with these things, I would love to read your comments down below. I always read the comments. But yeah, on a lighter note, I have a movie coming out called House on Eden. It's really fun and really horrifying. And it's out July 25th in theaters. And also, it will be in Canadian theaters as well. We just don't have the dates yet. And it could also possibly be in across the pond as well. Again, don't have those dates yet. I wish I had control over all that, but unfortunately I am a slave to the traditional space right now, and not the best, but you know, still grateful for everything that's going on. So thank you for your patience, and I will be hopping to different theaters throughout the States. So go to the theater and I might be there, or Jay might be there, or Selena might be there. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye.